Happy Saturday. We're back in New York. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift, episode 155. Personally, I could not be more excited for our guest today. We're going to bring on Flex in less than five. But first, my partner in crime, Big Dave, the sex kangaroo. Let's do this. I see you, Big Dave. Flex. What could not be more excited for personally. Yeet. How's everybody doing? Let us know in the comments before we turn them off. Big Dave, hi.
Hello, Mr. Sound Lounge. What's going on?
How you doing, you sex gorilla?
Fantastic and excited to be here. I made it on time. I'm proud of myself. We had a little hiccup last week, and I was putting systems into place so it does not happen again. I got like 16 different reminders today that, hey, you got to jump on with Craig. So, taking accountability for my misstep, but creating systems so it doesn't happen again.
That's it. I love it. Minor hiccup. And also, it's great to see you, obviously, but it's a little bit better to see you in person.
Yeah. It's a different energy, right? Like, nice to have you join the real neighborhood, not the virtual neighborhood. And there's exceptional people like the gentleman, the 7-time Mr. Olympia that's coming on, talking about the spirit of excellence. There's nobody that encompasses that spirit, that desire that you must be what you can be, than the man from Wales, the incredible Flex Lewis, joining Flex Jewish.
Before we dive in, I have a fun way to start today. I got a text this morning from Siegel, also known as my mom. She goes, Craig, I want you to do me a favor. I go, yes, Mom. She goes, I want you to ask this to Uncle Dave on the Paradigm Shift today. See how much his wisdom is in regards to Einstein. I go, okay. She goes, trivia. Ask him if he knows what instrument Einstein played.
Einstein, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, played the violin.
Oh my God, he nailed it. I'm going to be so pissed. That's impressive, Dave. You are not playing around.
She didn't think I would know that?
Maybe she just thought that she had one on you. I don't know.
No, I'm a student of Einstein. I have studied not only Einstein, but I've studied Max Planck. I've studied all those around Einstein to understand how and what influence and impact the greatest brand ever built, one that's aligned with genius. Could you ask for a better brand and more recognizable brand than Albert Einstein? Better than this brand even. You think Michael Jordan is big? Check out that guy right there. That's my man. Yes, he was actually a very, very good violin player.
You'll have to come back with the trivia for her when you see her in September.
Oh, I got trivia. What was his marketing strategy?
Are you asking me?
No, ask your mom.
Okay.
Say Einstein had developed a marketing strategy to build his brand, and it is a reason why he is, like I say, the biggest, most notable aligned brand in the world. Maybe not as well known as Jesus Christ, but Jesus Christ has multiple meanings. Einstein's brand always leads to one word. What would that word be, Mr. Siegel? When I say Einstein, you say genius. Yeah. That's what makes it so powerful. But ask your mom, what was his marketing strategy? Okay. And I'll let everyone know next week.
And when someone says Meltzer, I say adorable.
Ah, there you go. Thank you.
Also, we have a meeting at 9 Pacific real quick with SVB, just so you know.
I will be here.
Okay. I want to ask you one weird question, and we're going to bring on Flex. Probably don't have enough time for this type of topic, but just real quickly, what is your position, or what do you think in regards to what happens after this human experience, to the soul, reincarnation, stuff like that?
Yeah, so I'm a big believer in best options. When we live in radical humility and we realize we don't know what we don't know, even in the scientific realm of relativity or E equals MC squared or other scientific theories and quorums that exist out there, I live in radical humility that says I don't know what I don't know. So when you're talking about past lives and multiple lives, I'm a best option person because I figure what better way to live my life here than always select my best option. So the best option I have is, Mr. Meltzer, would you like one life or would you like millions of lives? And to me, that's an obvious best option choice where you give me a choice of one of something I love compared to a million of something I love. I'm going to take millions of something I love. So my position in past lives and future lives is a best option philosophy of, hey man, I love my life and I want to have millions of them. And I hope I have had millions of them to get me here. Maybe that's why the wisdom and faith that I have is the best option, wisdom and faith. And speaking of best options, the best option we had as a guest today is sitting right to my left or right, depending on what kind of Instagram you're utilizing, the amazing Flex Lewis with the two Flex Jewish.
Flex, what's up, brother? Great to see you again. How are you?
Good morning. That's my answer.
Top of the, hey, wait, Flex, say top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to you.
I love it. We had a chance to connect.
Oh, one more. Say it's magically delicious.
No. It's recording this live, okay? I don't.
All right.
Good morning. You're fire.
Well, St. Patty's Day is coming up. I just had to do it.
I understand.
Just to segue onto that, I done a Monster commercial for Monster Energy a couple of weeks ago. I flew into LA, and of course, the part they wanted me to play was the cliche red-headed. They wanted me in a leprechaun suit. It wasn't happening. So the set was the redhead in a pub drinking the Monster Java, being the arm wrestler. But anyway, good morning, gentlemen, and I really appreciate us all of us getting on here. And, beautiful segue from Einstein to this face this morning. So I don't know what I can do off the back end of yes. And I knew that answer of what Einstein playing myself. Started off with a violin. So a little trivia for you this morning too. Anyway,
that's good. Is Forrest Griffin walking his dog behind you? Did I see him walk by?
Yeah, I heard him trying to warm up some jokes for you for the next outing. What a great guy, though. What a great guy.
Yes, but, just like you.
And I wrote that serve back into your court, but you gentlemen, appreciate you.
This is awesome. And you said, in regards to Einstein was the best at what he did, Flex, but you can make a great argument that you're the best ever at what you did, but you're not done yet. And you always had that entrepreneurial spirit, which I was so excited to find out when you spoke at Dave's event on the panel and so forth. But one of the things that you talk about often, which I think is really cool and powerful, is it's you versus you. Let's unpack that. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's true as it is, right? It's you versus you. It's like me waking up this morning on my alarm clock. It's the option to snooze and lay in, or it's the other version of yourself that we're all trying to chase. And we can all attest that we've reached great highs in various different businesses, various different genres that we've all been part of. But I look at them all as chapters of life, right? It's kind of like a book. And I've wrote the pre-bodybuilding part. I wrote the bodybuilding part, and now I'm on to new endeavors. And I'm very blessed, obviously, that now I've got the incredible Mr. Meltzer in the corner that's pushing me into these new stratospheres and sees even the better version that I'm aiming for. So it's true. It's you versus you. Even when more so, it's you versus you in the unseen. It's the unseen, right? I can get up on that stage and say, I done this and I done that, and maybe I didn't. And there's a lot of guys I've stood against on stage that can get away with, getting away with a little cheat meal here and there when the coach doesn't know, but I know. And that's the you versus you. When I look at myself in the mirror, I knew through the 12 weeks of preparation, I didn't miss a cardio session, didn't miss a training session, didn't cheat on my diet, didn't add the extra 5 grams on the scale because I knew. So that's the you versus you element that I kind of transcended from a very young kid, and even found myself in bodybuilding really homing that ideology. So, and suffice to say, now it's part of my day to day.
I love it. Dave, I know you're chopping it a bit, but I just wanted to say when I thought of what he just said, which is unbelievable, I think of you saying, stop lying to yourself.
Yeah, we all lie to ourselves. What I love about Flex in that you to versus you attitude is he also is up for the challenge. And I think that a lot of people just aren't up for the challenge when they have to look inside themselves. And when we look inside ourselves to find outside of us what we want, it's very painful. It's a huge challenge, and it's a lifetime fight. It is a lifetime fight. So many of us lie to ourselves, and then it's impossible not to lie to others. You know, some of the people in this challenge, they're not up for it, so they just continue to go to blame, shame, and justification. They'll tell themselves, I don't lie, I don't lie, I don't lie, but they're liars, and they're just continuing the lie. They may have lied 5 minutes earlier, and they're still telling you, I never lie. I'm like, why don't you just worry about yourself? I'll worry about the inherent bullshit that I'm throwing at people, because I'm a human being, and part of being a human being is to have fear, and part of fear and the reaction to fear is to make up things to make us feel safe. And in any varying degree, it's a huge challenge. And if you want to be the best of the best, you're going to have to be honest with yourself. And on those days when you're not your best self, you're going to have to forgive yourself as well. And I'm just so impressed with Flex, because he's building something that's much bigger than Mr. Olympia. And he's building something to empower a whole bunch of little Mr. Olympias, not just in bodybuilding, but in whatever they desire. And that's why you'll see him on many stages coming up. You'll see all types of different content that's geared to, here's what I've learned, and you too can do your best and learn lessons, and we all can elevate each other to elevate each other. And that's the challenge. I just love a guy that's up for the challenge. He's honest with themselves, doing his best, learning lessons, and having fun in a whole different area. And trust me, he may not look it, but he's as afraid as I'm afraid when we try new things, and it's just a matter of time.
Uh,
Right.
anyway, yeah, I don't know, David. No, I appreciate that, and truly, what I've done, I've always set this bar super high for myself, like very delusional in many cases, and I've talked about this delusional confidence. It's sometimes a jest, but for the most part, it's real. You know, when to take a backstory on that, when I knew I wanted to become a bodybuilder, I knew that I couldn't do it from the United Kingdom. As much as I wanted to be, you know, that guy who came over, stepped on United States soil and competed, I had to be here, not only for the magazines, which are obviously part of the brand back then, but just to be around the best, you know, just like now I put myself around the best in the business world to learn and be mentored by certain people such as David. I had to bring myself to the United States to be around Mr. Olympias or guys who are at that top, to see what they were doing and emulate them. And again, putting myself into the uncomfortable until it became comfortable, putting myself away from my family, and again, realizing that was the driving force as to propel forward. So this new, you know, all these new endeavors that I'm getting into right now, do they? Absolutely. Do they excite me? Absolutely. And it's the same feeling I had when I came to the United States for the first time. So I know I'm on the right path.
Yeah, beautifully said. Dave, you talk often about how everybody should have a coach, and I couldn't agree more. And listening to podcasts, going to courses, going to events, that's all great. But how much different is it to surround yourself with a teacher or a mentor that is literally in a place that you're looking to get to? For someone that's on the fence and thinking about it, how powerful is it, Dave?
It's really important. And I think there's two schools too. You know, there's billions of dollars made from the people that show up to Tony Robbins events, Joe Dispenza events, even to my masterminds. They will show up and they will leave for the next 48 hours and think their life has changed. But if they're not willing to do the work, nothing has changed. They will go quickly back right where they were, and then they'll go ahead and spend money with the same person or somebody else to get that dopamine boost and think that that's what it's all about. Mentorship goes far beyond just that initial understanding. It's actually day by day aligning and assigning according to your risk tolerance, time and money and energy towards making those changes, making an investment in your mentor to be with you every day and to do the work. And that's why I'm in a position to be very selective, because I'm not going to do what I do. It's awful to stand there and look at people and go, look, I appreciate you're excited. I understand and appreciate your opinion of me. But if you're not going to do the work, I'm an effing waste of money and time. If you want to feel good, go lie on the sound lounge. That'll make you feel good every time you lie on it. It will. You know, I would rather you buy a sound lounge than come to a mastermind and then not do anything when you leave. It's the guys that come to me, and let me give you the 5 ways to be aware if somebody's willing to do the work. 1, they're mentoring someone themselves. That's people don't see that. If you're with someone that's not mentoring someone themselves, they're not willing to do the work. 2, they have tons of questions. They're asking questions all the time. That means they're doing the work. They are appreciative of time. They're putting time in every day. The next one, engagement and accessibility. You can tell they're engaged in what they're doing and they're accessible to others and to you when and if they need it. And then the last one we've already discussed, that they're honest with themselves the majority of the time. And when they're not, they forgive themselves. They don't go to blame, shame, and justification when they get caught lying to themselves and lying to you. They immediately are accountable and say, hey, I just felt really shameful because I ate the potato chips. You know, I made a mistake. I forgive myself. I'm going to get better tomorrow. I'm not going to eat potato chips. I'm actually going to work on getting as ripped as Flex Lewis.
Hey, I like my...
Good luck with that.
Right. Good luck with that.
No, but totally right, David. Absolutely right. Yeah, sorry.
No, well, good. And Dave, I think it's so powerful. How good of a coach or mentor can you be if you're not, first of all, seeking it out yourself? But there's something so powerful that I've experienced that when you take what your gifts and your lessons and channel and help somebody else, it even does something to you and makes you more accessible to the downloads and so forth. So I love that.
Yeah, you can't. And Flex will tell you this in his sport. You can't tell yourself that you know it if you can't teach it to someone else. You don't know it. And that's the confirmation. And then you get all these subtleties when you're teaching someone else. You're like, whoa, I got more out of teaching someone else than I got learning from the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely true. I have a good question for Flex, or at least I think it's good. I don't know if you get this. I don't know if you get asked this often, but I had the honor of meeting you and your partner at dinner, and I was, you know, looking at your content and so forth, and you have a beautiful relationship, brother. Obviously, no relationship is perfect, but you have a beautiful family and so forth. I know some of Dave's secrets, but I'm wondering if you'd be willing to share what are your secrets on creating such a powerful and healthy and awesome relationship.
Just from the get-go, can I get kind of a little bit more of a backstory? So my wife, although you won't from her, she won the Miss USA, and she had also won a couple of pro shows and was a top bikini competitor when I met her. At that point in time, she was putting herself through a master's degree in nutrition dietetics in Miami, and I was living in Tennessee. We got together. I knew that she was totally different to any other girl that I met within the sport, you know, with the industry that I was in. And as I was obviously on my path to chasing the title, she understood that. Many other girls that I dated of old, kind of like, you know, the sort of questions that keep on getting asked from people who date girls or guys in the industry is, do you have to train today? Do you have to eat that today? Can we? No, when you're focused, that's part of the package. She knew that, understood that, and again, I also understood what she was trying to achieve. So finding that balance of, okay, what is your goals in life? What do you want to achieve from what you're doing? And then supporting her as much as she supported me, and just finding that balance. And obviously, as the years have gone by, we've kind of focused more on our goals, and we're so synergistic of what we want to achieve in life. And as that course has taken, and obviously I start ticking these boxes off, we've become parents. I've got an 8-year-old, I have a 2-year-old, and that, for me, really increased the flame and the fire. But I also made sure that then more balance was found. So this vision, that focus became more and more and more aligned, because time is a commodity, right? You can't clock back, you can't ask for it back. And true to form, all of us can attest on this call that we've probably given, well, I know we've given time to the wrong people, as David mentioned earlier, right? So now that time is truly given to the people who are going to be reciprocated of that. And again, my family get a massive portion of that time, just as much as my other portions are divided in focusing on these new endeavors. But again, as going back to the relationship element of things, again, my wife met me in a small little apartment complex in Tennessee. This kid who was scraping pennies together to achieve, just to get through the week. Now we're very blessed to say that all goals have been aligned, because again, we set forth from the get-go of trying to find the best version of each other. So much so when the deepest and darkest of preps, my wife would always bring the best version of me out. There was only certain people that truly can motivate me, and they weren't, believe it or not, on stage. It wasn't like the athletes that had won previously, or this new guy was coming to take me out. I always had certain things that motivated me, and that was always my family. That was the biggest drive. Again, going back to what I said earlier about coming from Wales, right? I was here in this country to propel myself forward to become a better version, so I could look after my parents, look after my family. And obviously, as the story is now morphed into what it is today, myself and my wife have new goals, new dreams. As I said, we've ticked the boxes from the bodybuilding element, and now we're looking at stages, we're looking at increasing our business, scaling, so many different things. But all them life's lessons that I've learned from my bodybuilding, and life's lessons that I've learned with an incredible partner, suffice to say, is the foundation of what I am and where I am going. Because I truly believe you don't have a foundation, or that person that truly believes in you more than anybody else to come back to every day, you're a lost ship, because you're trying to seek validity and again, just from social media, from the likes, the comments. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. You're doing it for people that you may not even meet. And a lot of people do that. But for myself, it was to change my family's life. It wasn't for Instagram, it wasn't for social media. It was to create a legacy. And again, if it wasn't for my wife believing in that same mission as myself, I wouldn't be where I am today. And that's true to form.
Thank you, brother, for the beautiful vulnerability. That actually made me emotional. Dave, I know you want to say something. It takes a special type of cat to be with nut jobs like us, right, Dave?
Me too.
I guarantee, and I could not have spoken more powerful words than the importance of the intimate partner that we choose. And what really was something that may have slipped by people is when Flex said, I had women in my life that I was dating that would say, hey, can't you cheat? Why don't you take a day off? And I think as I study philosophies and theories and spirituality and religion, one of the lessons that I've learned is to avoid temptation. That's different than avoiding the mistake. When we know ourselves, it's hard enough to be consistent, persistent in the pursuit of our potential. And if the most intimate relative and associated partners in our lives are not in support of us, but are distracting and tempting us to create more interference or to accelerate in the wrong divine direction, in the wrong trajectory, away from where we want to be or better, then we can only utilize human nature in order to effectuate what we want or better. And so I think it's a really important lesson to raise and heighten our awareness to the people most associated and relative to us that are aligned with where we want to be or better, by avoiding temptation, by surrounding ourselves with people that are tempting us towards a better self, not tempting ourselves to less. And I will tell you, as a man who has made many mistakes in the past and have paid the dummy tax, that if I would have listened to my wife and not surrounded myself with temptation, then I would have avoided losing over $100 million, going bankrupt, and almost losing my life, because I was surrounding myself with temptation instead of listening to the people that cared the most about you. If you find yourself in a position where your mom, your dad, your best friend, and your wife are telling you the truth and you are hating them for telling you the truth, then why don't you sit down and take stock in yourself like I did? Take stock in yourself and remember, and recollect. I need to surround myself that support me, not tempt me, and align with the divine direction and the divine time to reach my potential. And when I met Ali, I knew why Flex was so successful. And when people meet Julie, they know why I'm on the trajectory that I'm on. And the same can be said for Craig and his fiance as well. So congratulations to both of you.
Thank you. Same for you. Same for you.
Yeah, yeah, beautifully said, Dave. And no bigger temptation, arguably, than the one inside the ego, the opponent. Something we battle every single day. Flex, thank you so much, brother, for hopping on. You have so many exciting projects right now. What's the best way for Dave and I's community and audience to support you? What are you personally most excited about right now?
Good. There's a couple of different things that I'm now getting involved with. Some stuff that I'll keep off air, but love to jump on in the future. Myself and David love to break the news on. But as David mentioned, doing a lot more speaking, getting on some bigger stages, trying to perfect this Welsh accent up there that's more understandable to bigger audiences. But nonetheless, like, listen, this is me. This is the authentic me. My heritage very I say flown at the top of the mast. Go to my gym, you'll see dragons everywhere, and this is my accent. So knowing my brand, knowing who I am, knowing what knowing my message, and all the failures that I've gone through are all lessons for other people that I want to give back to, right? There's no point in having this life if I can't help the next generation, the pitfalls and the mistakes that they can avoid, just like David said, right? Just them lessons, unfortunately, we had to learn being the stubborn buggers we are. But that stubbornness has also propelled us into a lot of success too. But it's realizing what we're good at and then learning the life's lessons along the way. And that said, you know, I've learned life lessons from bodybuilding, and now it's like I said, putting me in these new stratospheres. So Dragon's Lair expanding. We've got a lot of opportunities around the world. It's a destination right now. We're the number one destination in the country, if not one in the world, where people literally fly in from all over. So that's the expansion we're having there, looking at different places around the world. And then, as I said, just getting on some stages and just growing and scaling my businesses and much more other endeavors that I can't wait to speak about in the future. But it's been one incredible opportunity after the next when you align yourself with incredible people too. So the only message I want to put out there before I jump off is I came to this country with a dream and a drive, right? And I was the stubborn kid that wanted to do it on my own. But I wish I aligned myself with more people back then and was more vulnerable. Right now, put myself in a vulnerable position to be like, this is not a space. I've got the drive, I've got the determination, but teach me what I need to do. And David has said this so many times, ask questions, ask. If you don't ask, you don't get, be the squeaky wheel. And that's been a problem of mine and still is. David still tells me, Flex, ask.
Dave.
Call me, text me, whatever. Okay, David. Say, okay, David, but I still don't do it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I am getting better. My stubbornness is asking.
Hey, when people ask me, how the hell do you have 100? Because I have over 400 people on my wait list, but 100 one-on-one clients. I said, because they don't listen to me. And they're laughing. They're like, what do you mean? I go, if they all would ask as much as I want them to, I'd have to cut down to 50. But they don't, and they won't. And you and Craig are both included. Hey, you're going to see Flex Lewis, by the way. You're going to start seeing him. If you're looking, people call me all the time. Who's a great guest? Who's a great speaker? Who's a great person to come to a mastermind and impact our top 100 leaders at our company, whatever it may be. This is a unique perspective that Flex has. He's extremely charismatic and charming. He also will put the work in. What I like about, he's not just going to show up like some of my friends, take the money and run. He's going to go ahead and engage. He's going to sign things. He's going to take pictures, but he's going to impact you for the rest of your life. And he's going to give you things to take away that what he did with his muscles, you can do with your dollars, you can do with your relationship, you can do with your life. And that's why I've partnered not only with Siegel the Eagle, but the amazing Flex Lewis. If you can't get in touch with him, Google him. Go to the Dragon's Lair, follow him. You can go ahead and DM me. I'll forward it to him. Make sure if you're looking for your next speaker guest, if you want to be on a great podcast, come into the Dragon's Lair. You'll see the best in the best of the best in the best gym in the world. Everybody goes to Vegas. If you're not doing something with Flex Lewis when you're in Vegas, whether you're a company, whether you're a charity, you're making a huge mistake. And I will tell you that right from my heart. And I've had him on my stages. I've had him on my panels. I've had him in one-on-one situations. Nobody has more discipline and knowledge about discipline and execution. 7 times world best. Give me somebody else. There's only LeBrons. There's only guys like that understand what Flex Lewis understands. Reach out to me as well. If you love Flex Lewis, email me as well, david@dmeltzer.com, because I want to help Flex. I'll also send you my book. I'll sign it, send it, pay for shipping in the book. If you hire Flex Lewis, I will do something special for you. We'll get you on my podcast as well, because this man needs to be seen more. That's why I'm here. He showed up for us this morning on a Saturday. Let's show up for him. Thank you, Flex Lewis.
Yeah, Flex, thank you. Beautifully said, Dave.
Love you guys.
Love you too. Thank you, Craig, and thank you, Flex Jewish over there.
Since Flex won't say it, I will say this in honor of my son. It's magically delicious. Thank you, guys.
Magically delicious.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Wait,
have a good weekend.
Dave, real quick. Dave, you have an event next week, right?
Yes. We are. I think Flex is going to be there as well on Wednesday in Orange County. Come and join us at VIP dinner. Flex will be speaking. Craig will be speaking. Scott's Protein Balls we're going to be hooking up him for an endorsement deal with Midday Squares Flex Protein Ball. I already called them Flex Protein Balls. Flex has different balls. It's Scott's Protein Balls, and I'm creating a new company called D's Nuts. And we'll see who sponsors us.
Love you.
All right, come join us on Wednesday. I'll be at SoFi on Tuesday if you guys come in early. But Wednesday, come and join us in Orange County for an amazing VIP dinner. The who's who will be there, including Flex Lewis. Thanks for reminding me, Craig. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com.
Love you both, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll connect offline.
Thank you.
See you guys. Yeah. Good morning. Have a good day.
Top of the morning.
Bye, guys. So much fun. Check out all the awesome stuff Flex has going on immediately. He's on fire. A great human being. And so knowledgeable, just filled with wisdom. Thank you, as always, Big Dave, my partner in crime. Let's have an unbelievable weekend, guys. If you like strategies, nuggets, inspiration, spirituality, you could join our free texting community. Text the number at the bottom of the screen, 917-634-3796. It's an unbelievable weekend. Let's connect. Let's resist the temptation. Let's overcome the ego. And let's do a lot of good. And let's have an unbelievable weekend, guys. Love you very much. And we're off to Orange County next Wednesday. Flying a lot late. We're just in Vegas. If you're around, come to Dave's event. I'll be there. I'll be speaking and just all great things, guys. Love you. Have an unbelievable weekend.